while we wait for a few people to come in. Okay. Of course, I was wondering if I have everything ready. So hi everyone, it's Tiana from the Maniology team here with our weekly live. Every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, you can find us here on another nail stamping journey. Whether it's a tutorial, technique, or hack, we're here to discuss the details, and we're so happy you could join us. So everyone say hi to Dev. She is online with us right now. She's going to be answering any of your questions. Hopefully today should be pretty straightforward. I'm really excited to jump right in, but before we get into all of that, just know that if you never want to miss a Maniology Live, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you love our videos, and remember to share our content with your friends and family, and leave a message with suggestions for any future content that you would like to see. We would love to dive into some things. We actually have a video that was requested coming up soon, so there's something to look forward to there. And I also wanted to make a mention that if you haven't checked your Maniology email lately, we just launched some new merch. We're launching merch like every month, so just go ahead, check our site, and check out the latest styles that we just released yesterday. And look at that, how convenient. I already had the Maniology website open on my app. So over here, let's see, let's go check it out. I'm on Maniology. Let's go to shop and merch. Oops. Or nail plates. And merch, there you go. Okay, let me just sort this by the newest arrival so we get to see like the newest styles. We just released like 6+ new styles, so you have so many to choose from. The new the nail artist that has like a tarot type vibe. We have Stay True. If you've ever loved any of our Maniology sticker designs, we have a few of those that are now transferred over to merch, so you can have like your favorite shirt or a tote, something like that. So yeah, definitely check it out. We have all of the styles here. This is definitely a new fave here. I love the kind of I don't know, it feels folky. I love it. So definitely go check those out, maniology.com, under our new merch. There you go. So let's just jump right into the live. Kind of excited today because usually Dev gets to do all of the science experiments. I think maybe it's just her background, but today I get to do some experimenting with you guys. And so I don't know about you guys, but I have so many chrome pots just lying around. Actually, I have more, but this is overwhelming enough to look at. So, and some of these, I'll be honest, even have like our old branding because that's how long I've had it. So as you can see, it has some BMC stuff. I mean, they're powders, they don't go bad, but I've been sitting around on these for a very long time. So that's why I'm so excited to share this new tip. And liquid chrome is, I want to say, kind of like a new product that has hit the nail market community. So basically it is like a liquid form of these chrome powders. I just kind of grabbed one. So this is Superstition. I believe this was in our Halloween limited edition box last year. This is a really beautiful color. Actually, let me come in a little bit. Okay. Maybe that's a little better to see. And I know this is like a common question, so I'm just gonna go ahead and address it, but powders go by weight. not by, you know, so sometimes maybe you might open some powders and realize like, oh, it looks so empty, but it goes according by weight. So nothing to worry about there. And not to mention, a little goes a very long way. So you wouldn't have to use a lot with this anyway. But with the liquid chrome, going back to basically the reason for today's tutorial and today's live is that we're going to go ahead and take this dry powder and turn it into like a liquid, so you can use it. Now, in my experience, with using chromes, I find like the effect, and almost every maybe social video that I see, many of it has to do around gel. So I think whenever we can find a way for, you know, people who use regular or, you know, nail polish to use like the same effect, I think that's always great. So that's why I'm also excited to showcase this. This is Sapphire. I know this is a color that we no longer sell, but look how pretty that color is. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And do you want to know what the magic trick is? This is just alcohol, just regular store-bought alcohol that I put into a spray bottle. You can go ahead and use a glass jar or something like a dampening dish, but I'm just going to spray this and just make it easier for myself. And you guys are in for a treat because I'm also going to be showcasing some of our new plates today. But first, let's get into the science experiment. So I did kind of experiment with tips already, and have had really successful results. This is just with a black base. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I've already painted black base using our straight up black. And to be fair, I used a makeup wedge to put the black on, and I did 2 layers of that. And the reason why, of course, it's opaque already. This is our best-selling nail stamping black polish. It's great, all those kinds of things, but I didn't do it for opacity. I did it because when you use the liquid, you kind of reconstitute the bottom, and I just wanted to kind of give another protective layer. And I actually have a sample as to why I did 2 layers of black. I'm kind of wondering if you'll be able to see this. Like these are like my successful ones where they're very opaque. You cannot see through the nail, just assuming like you wouldn't be able to see this on your natural nail, but on the tip. But say, for example, if you do too much rubbing, can you see how see-through that is? It may not look like it from the top, but you can see it underneath. So that's what happens by re-wetting the bottom. Even though it's super dry, that can happen. So I'm going to show you the technique that I found to be the most effective, so you can also try this at home. It's really simple. So I have my powder here. I find that it works best with like a chrome powder. I also did experiment with Supernova. Okay, this was a Stardust, was a powder we had a long time ago, and you see how this is like a white base. Nothing is wrong with this powder. However, I experimented 2 different ways. Oh good, I'm glad you can see the difference in the 2. Both of them have a black base. This, over the black base, I actually put our speed dry top coat, and I wanted to see if it would come on, I guess, a little smoother, and also kind of help with the not picking on the black base, you know, so it's not see-through. But this did not help. As a matter of fact, I feel like it made the technique really not smooth, and it looks white and hazy, and that's not the effect we're going for. This, however, is the effect we're going for. And I feel like the effect, this is not like burnishing. I feel like burnishing is a little, it's shinier. This looks more like the effect of stamping the powder onto the nail, if any of you were wondering. So basically the point between the two is that I would not use a kind of like mid layer of top coat. Like I said, I use the speed dry top coat. I wouldn't recommend putting it on because I feel like it does something to the finish. But this was just doing the black base and then doing the powder technique, the liquid powder technique over, and this is what it looks like without any top coat. So let's just jump right in. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a tip that I've already prepped. Okay. I also have, where is my, I have a brush here, just a flat square brush that I've been using. And this is just from the dual-ended set that we have with the dotting tool on one end. I just grabbed one of the brushes. And let me just go ahead and put, this is just a lint-free pad here. Okay, so if you have your dampening dish, you can go ahead and wet the tip of the brush. But like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray just to make it wet. So maybe like 2 spritz. Sometimes I like to just grab the top of the cap like this and grab whatever polish I can. I mean powder, and evenly spread it on. So in this case, I feel like it's not going to be enough. As you can see the effect, you can still see a lot of black. So I'm going to re-wet. I'm just going to grab some powder from the pot itself. Okay. Of course, this is alcohol, right? So we need to kind of work a little quick. And don't worry, I know it looks gobby and textured and everything, but don't worry about that. I will take care of that in a moment. Okay, so now that you kind of evenly applied it to the surface of your nail, I'm gonna go ahead and spray the brush again and try and take off as much excess, making sure to not stay in the same area. And the reason for that is you don't want to take off polish underneath, right? And we're just going to let that kind of dry. We don't want to move any of the powder. We don't want to move anything on the surface right now because it's still damp. So let's wait for that to dry. Again, this is alcohol, so it'll dry pretty quickly. I can kind of see some shininess in it. Let me see if I can maybe suck up some of that alcohol that's just glistening there. Okay. And to the eye, it looks gritty. Let me just touch it. It's still, yeah, powder is going to come off. This is going to be a slightly messy process, but actually have kind of, I don't know if it's a matter of, I think it's a matter of preference. I mean, you could do the stamping technique, but I actually like this technique a little better. But, okay. So what I'm gonna do is start rubbing it into the surface. Okay. I'm just doing that. And as you're rubbing it, you can you can see how the powder is rubbing into the effect of the polish. So like I said, it kind of gives it more of that, I guess like a rubbed in feel. But I honestly, many of your chromes will come with this kind of like eyeshadow applicator. I wouldn't use this, and the reason for that, I feel like you can go really light with like your fingers and do a really light touch, whereas this, you cannot feel the powder, so therefore it's like you can, I have a tendency to dig a little more when using this, so I wouldn't recommend using the applicator. Use your finger. I feel like you get better results there. Okay. So there is that. You know what? I don't think this is the best representation. I must have had still some hollow powder that I was experimenting with on my brush, because I can see a lot of hollow coming through. I know there's some, but not like this much. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can maybe wet my surface again. Kind of lighten that up a little. Kind of smooth that out. With this technique, because you're working against the alcohol that evaporates quickly, and we're not trying to make this soap, soaking wet. You gotta work quickly. But I think the main takeaway here is try not to stay in the same area for too long. Okay. Nice. And you'll definitely tell if the nail is still wet because it'll feel very cold to the touch. Another reason, I think, to use your fingers instead of the applicator. So do use your finger. I feel like the warmth or something, it just does something to the technique to really help to push in the chrome there. And another tool after you do this technique is you need your smudge-free top coat. This is the only top coat that I would recommend using over powder. So let's go ahead and seal this. And then I would recommend doing your nail art, if you want to, or if not, you can just wear your nail like this. Make sure to cap the free edge of your nail. Double check your brush here. If you need to, just go ahead and clean off the brush so you're not contaminating your bottle with all kind of floaties of powders and glitters and all that kind of stuff, so you can reuse it. Nothing sucks worse than to use your smudge free and then all of a sudden you realize you still had color or glitter that wasn't, it's all of a sudden just messed up your manicure. So what do you guys think? Super cool, huh? Then don't worry, I have some more tips to try this technique out, so we're gonna continue. And I also want to show, because we're using acetone, this is still all powder here, so it just evaporated. And let me see if I can shake it up here. And there you go. We're back to its same powder consistency. Okay. Give me some hearts if you guys are enjoying this technique. We were so excited to show this technique to you guys. Okay, so another one I have here, smoke and mirrors. Kind of wanted to do, maybe that with like a gold. I have a, I don't know, so it's kind of like a auburny kind of color. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing two is I'm gonna get creative and see what these two colors look like when I mix them. So make sure you go ahead and you clean off your brush that you used, if you're gonna be mixing. So here, going in the same direction, I just put some alcohol on the tip of my brush, just making sure to get any powders off. But again, we're not going like this motion. We're making sure to just go in one motion so you don't mess up any of the bristles, okay? You want to make sure that at the end your bristles still go in the same direction. They are together, maybe a little fancier and sparkly than they were before you started using this, but I don't really use this brush for anything, so I think I'm going to start using it for this particular tip. Alrighty, so let's do the technique again. I have my tip ready. I got my wet brush. Let's go ahead and kind of mix this up and let's see what we get. Ooh, fancy, fancy. I don't know if you get, that is pretty. What did I just do? Definitely a happy mistake. I mean, it wasn't a mistake, it was intentional, but a happy outcome, I guess is what I meant. Okay. It almost looks like, not exactly, but like if metal, when it gets fired up and it's not polished, that's kind of the look it's giving me. Okay. So we're dry. When the surface is dry, we're gonna go ahead and rub all of that chrome powder in lightly, not digging into the surface or trying to reconstitute and get the underneath, the black, all smudgy. We definitely don't want to do that. And the recommendation for doing a black base is just, it always helps to enhance the chrome. Of course, you can use any background color you would like, but I feel like black is just the best representation for the chrome colors, if any of you were curious. Ooh, that's sexy. Very pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and cap that. I just want to be ready for when we do art on top of this, because we will be doing some stamping. Like I said, I have some new plates to show you all. We just released them last week. I'm sure you guys are just so excited to see it. Alrighty. Trying to see, I think, what's next? What should we do next? I feel like, a green? Yeah, let's do a green. I have scarab wings here. Okay, which is this beautiful kind of duochrome. There's like gold to green. Okay, so my brush looks pretty clean actually. And a little goes a long way. We're really not putting a whole bunch of powder onto the brush. Okay. I'm sure that many of you, if you've been longtime Maniology fans, you've picked up any of our previous boxes, you have Mani by Me subscription, you may have some chromes lying around. And so this is your sign to go ahead and get inspired. I'm just touching it right now to make sure it's dry. It feels still a little bit tacky. I'm gonna wait a little bit because I don't want to be digging at the polish or getting any kind of weird effect here. So I'm gonna wait. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna put a little bit more powder because why not? And I feel like this technique is, you can be kind of flexible with it. So make sure to not kind of hit that same spot that you did. You don't want to be wetting the underneath. Okay, that definitely looks a lot more full coverage. I'm just cleaning off the brush while I wait. Actually, you can see a little bit of the polish coming off. See, like that gray? That's the black polish. So a little polish, especially because we did 2 coats, a little polish is okay, but you don't want to be digging at it because that really changes the effect. Okay. But yeah, if you have those chromes laying around, this is your sign to start. Get creative, start working on some manicures, making yourself some tips, and working on perfecting this technique for any new plates or old plates that you, or just any designs that you come up with. Okay, so I am just topping it with a smudge-free top coat. When I really say that we can't get enough of this top coat, I really mean it. We do everything with this top coat. And I'm just topping it because I want to protect the base before doing my artwork. Okay. So let's see. Before I move on, I want to see if there's any questions. Let's see. Okay. I see that Dev is jumping in here and you guys are having your community conversations, which I love. Again, this is why we foster a really helpful community. Some of you have already experimented perhaps with these things or maybe seen techniques and maybe you have some insights, so that would be great. Again, I love giving techniques. Actually, for users who use regular polish. You know, there's a lot of gel polish users who use powder, and you know the effect, it comes out looking a certain way. I'm going to use these two. Let's see how that comes out. But you know, we always want to find techniques for regular polish users. Okay. So repeating the process, let's do this. I have my tip ready. Let's just dab a little in here. And let's put it on. I think I got more pink than purple on this. I can already tell. Either that or that purple is just getting lost in the shuffle there. Let's see if I can pick up more purple. Okay. So this one looks a little chunkier, but don't worry about that. I feel like this technique just is helping to melt the powder into the polish. I believe Dev had already mentioned that, so. Okay, let's let that dry. And once it's dry, we're gonna go ahead and rub that powder in, rub off the excess powder, if you will. Crystal's asking what I'm spraying the brush with. This is just alcohol. Regular store-bought alcohol. Nothing fancy. Something you may already have laying around the house. So, you know, for some people, this is just a regular household item. Maybe you might use it to dehydrate your nail when you're painting. Okay. Okay. see. Alrighty. So now I'm just going to go ahead and rub that in, and that is going to smooth out the surface of the nail. I think also going in the same direction kind of helps too. It's like you're not lifting the polish, I'm sorry, the powders to go in different directions. So I'm just going to one edge, the free edge of the nail. Kind of like how we take care of the brush. Just gonna rub all of that. That's nice. It's kind of like a, like a dark violet. I don't want to say mauve because it doesn't look mauve-y, but and not grape. Oh boy, can you guys name this color? A little berryish. It's kind of a little berryish. Now I am protecting all of this with smudge-free top coat. When you're doing this technique on yourself, cap the free edge as always. Okay, and so far this is what we have. Okay, but now I'm just gonna set that on the side, and we're gonna jump into the next part of this. So far, tell me, what do you guys think of this technique? Is it super cool? Is it something, hopefully it's something you've never seen before. That's the whole point, but I hope this was a new technique, and definitely something you can start using your powders for. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are super excited. I am particularly excited for a few of these plates because I've just, I don't know, just been inspired by butterflies and moths. So I'm really excited to share these plates with you. This is our new plate M369. And actually, I'm going to keep the blue on. I feel like you can see the designs better and I can bring it up closer if I leave the blue on. Okay, so we have so many wings there. I love this little silhouette. I can see it, you know, like flying off on the nail. It's really cool. We have the names of all the different types of wings for those butterflies. Really, really cool ideas. Okay, the next one we have is, this is a collaborative plate we have with NSA Art, and this is M364. I love these moth patterns. I can definitely see me using this plate a lot throughout the year. I have now a grown affinity for moths, just I would say in recent years, but I can see a lot of imagery on here that can be used, can be isolated. There's a lot of really fun patterns on this plate. Okay. Next, I have another collab plate with NSA Art. This is M363. All of these plates that I'm showing you are currently already on the site. They've already been released. And I wouldn't wait because, you know, when popular plates come in, they also sell out really quickly. I saw a comment earlier in the chat that said, oh, I'm so bummed out that I think it's the swirl plate that sold out. So don't wait, because if you're one of those, then you're just gonna have to wait till we get back in stock. So here we have, you know, snakes are really, really popular right now. We have some crystals, some roses, Some really beautiful imagery here, all from our collaboration. A really nice cohesive plate with a lot of individual type of or full nail designs that definitely can be used onto the nail. Super excited. And the last one is really fun because it's really pop art, and I love when we're expanding onto like our artist type plates and stuff. So this is M379. I can definitely see a lot of really fun designs coming from this. So again, the inspiration is very pop art. We had a box of like collage. I feel like it kind of has not the same vibe, but just like it could go together too. But some really fun concepts here. I have primary colors in my head for this particular plate, so maybe not today, but I can definitely see some designs here. Either that or neons. But I got primary colors in my mind right now. Okay, so I'm going to try my hardest since I have 4 tips to stamp out each one for you, but I have a particular design in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just kick it off with the, what do you call the butterflies? Okay. So let's see. I wanted to do a little bit of reverse stamping. So I think I'm just going to do a pattern, picking up that design there. And where is, I'm just going in with the straight up black. Oh boy, do I not have a full nail scraper card here? Darn. What a sad day. Oh, I do. Yay! Full scraper card to the rescue. That's what happens when you work for a nail company. There's so many things to use, but you know, sometimes you just get so stuck on your favorites. Let's see how this pickup is going to be. Okay. Obviously not a good pickup. Let's try that again. Kind of noticed it on the plate. Sometimes corner images can be kind of tricky just because the curvature of the edges. That sound is just me getting some pumps onto my cotton pad so I can clean it. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a better pickup. You can see it already. Yep. It's so funny when you just know, right? Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna do some reverse stamping. I have my cheat palette here, and I'm gonna do some orange. I got, let's see, I don't really think it's important to really go over the colors and stuff. This one we don't even have any more TP tipping, and orange burst. So I'm gonna do kind of like a rendition of what I feel like monarch butterflies. Okay, and let me get my detail brush. Add some top coat on my brush. Okay. So I'm gonna grab the light orange, and we're going to, I'm gonna kind of do a little light gradient. So I'm going starting from the inside of the wings. Be careful with these. This has a lot of fine lines, so you don't want to be dragging too much or touching the design. I'm trying to like lightly graze the surface because you don't want to pick up any of those black lines underneath. Okay. Okay, let's see. That feels chunky already. I always take a risk when I put two drops of polish. So now I'm gonna go in with that darker orange, and I'm gonna finish off the rest of the wing with that. Kind of creating a light gradient of orange onto the wing itself. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see how that kind of looks. So it looks a little darker at the tip. Okay. One of these polishes, they haven't been used very much, so a lot of like, it's already separated, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of mix that up. I just kind of rub it in between my fingers like this, upside down. I feel like that helps, instead of shaking it, helps with not getting bubbles in your design. Do I make art look easy? It's because it definitely can be. I know I've said this before in other lives, but I've definitely come to appreciate doing reverse stamping. It is a process, I won't lie, but it does, I don't want to sound cliche, but it does do something to your manicure. I'm not saying that you always need to do it because there's a time and place for it, you know. Sometimes simplicity is best, but I enjoy the quiet of the reverse stamping, you know. Now, of course, if you're feeling rushed and you're reverse stamping, that's no good, but seeing the transformation, which is so funny because what else do butterflies represent, right? Other than transformation, a change. But just literally seeing that is just, it's so cool. So I don't make it look easy. It is easy. We've done a lot of really cool and helpful videos to do reverse stamping, so go back and definitely watch those videos and try it for yourself. I promise you'll be really, really happy when you try it. Not only that, we have a really awesome team, whether through our community on live days like this. It's always helpful to ask your questions. So right now I just want to reiterate that I'm really trying not to touch the image because I don't want to be smudging any of those fine lines underneath. Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. So I have a story about butterflies. I don't know, I guess I always thought butterflies were pretty, but I had kind of a what I would consider a profound um, kind of moment. So anyway, at my son's school, they have crown flowers, and it is like a really special food source for the monarch butterflies. And there naturally there's so many caterpillars. The butterflies, they lay their eggs there, and I had the experience of seeing like the chrysalis, you know, the caterpillar go into chrysalis and then butterfly in like a classroom setting, but I've never seen it actually happen in the wild. And so seeing this at my son's school was just so exciting that I got to watch the wonder from his eyes, but also I got to experience it for myself. And it was just a really super cool experience. Um, you know, having to explain the process to my kid and see the wonder. But I also had a lot of wonder too. It was one of those things where I actually looked forward to stopping over there and checking the butterflies out. It was really cool too because there would be some days where you could tell that the caterpillar was already changing its body. It was starting to hang and everything. So I knew by the end of the day, it would be completely wrapped up in its chrysalis, or rather shedding, I guess, into its chrysalis form. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just came here like 8 hours ago and now it's completely changed and metamorphosized into something else. Just really cool experience. Okay. I want to do another one. Let's do another one. So I'm kind of thinking to, let's see. Great. And so we're going to do the process again with this. I can see so many really cool designs coming from this though. Okay, we're going to go in with the light orange. I was also very amazed at how quickly the caterpillars ate through the crown flower leaves. So crazy. Those caterpillars were voracious. I mean, that's pretty much the process, right? You know, they're born, they need to eat and grow and go into butterfly stage, you know, the chrysalis and everything. But they grow so quickly. Again, it's so cool to kind of see it happen in nature. I'm always thinking like, oh, this is a, what do you call, National Geographic moment. Oh, I forgot to do one part. That's okay. I will do it after I do this orange. There's a little bit of the body that I forgot to paint, but I will take care of that because it requires more black and I can do that really quickly. So I guess that's my butterfly story for today. Okay, black. Let's do a little blip of black. Not a whole lot because I don't have to worry about it. Just gonna do that little body part. And since I have it, I will do it here too. Okay. Let's see. Hungry, hungry caterpillars. Yes, for their hibernation. I have no idea if there's a butterfly phase for their sleep inside the chrysalis. Yeah, I think it's so cool too. You know, kind of, I don't know, think back to your, what is it, Ranger Rick zoo books kind of days, you know, what you learned in school about the different phases of, you know, the cycle for caterpillars and stuff. And trying to experience that with my kid. It's so cool. Makes me sad that I never experienced the nature of, you know, seeing these creatures live out life in the wild. You know, just seeing it through a classroom experience. And the other part of this too is that, you know, again, with nature's experience, you also get to see the sad part, which is, you know, of course, just really, it's the circle of life, unfortunately, but I almost kind of like became attached to some of these butterflies, but you could tell if maybe some of them weren't gonna make it. But just enjoying that whole experience naturally was just super cool. So for any of you who are just joining me and just realizing that I'm just telling stories about butterflies, I had already showed the liquid chrome DIY hack that I hope all of you get to try very, very soon with any of the chromes that you already have. But right now I'm just showing off some of our new plates that I will be stamping onto the chrome. So here is Monarch Butterfly number 2. I love that. Looks like light coming from the wings. Okay. So I think I want to use this as the base for this design, and let me go ahead and get my sticky. Where are you? Dude, sticky, where are you? Oh, here you are. I'm gonna use the sticky base coat. I was calling out Sticky like it was my friend. Like, hey, dude, where are you? Let's do... I'm just gonna do a section right now. And the reason for that is because the one that I was just working on is still drying a little bit. So I don't wanna rush myself and rush the process. So once you put the sticky base coat, I'm gonna wait about 45 seconds till it's tacky. Let's see, what magnifying strength is good for reverse stamping? Is that a question for the, I couldn't use my magnificent light hard to brush. Put the brush in the right spot. Ah. You know, that's a really good point. I feel like some people, they can do okay working through a magnifying glass, but my if that's what it's called, depth perception is not really good. So, you know, when I'm doing the lives, I'll be completely honest. Obviously, I have to keep the tip here because I need for you guys to see it, but I am working underneath the camera, if that makes sense. I don't ever look at the camera to paint. I would never know where the brush is actually supposed to go. So I would say those magnifying lights, that's perfect for some people, but yeah, not. And look at me, I think I'm talking too much. Oh, okay, perfect. So let's do one. Okay. So there you go. Stamped on one. But yeah, I would recommend if it helps your eyes, because this does take, especially with designs that are really small like this. So I'm going to do one that's going the opposite direction. Like they're fluttering away from each other. Let's wait another 45 seconds or so. It's still wet. I did the sniff test. Okay. Ready. Let's go ahead and put our other. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to take some other elements that I had seen from another plate. I feel like some of the parts are a little too bare. So there's some really cute accents on this plate that I want to use. So let's stamp a few of those on there. Of course, you can never go wrong with a group of stars, right? So let's see, I think I might grab some bunches here. And let's just get creative, shall we? I think I'm gonna go in with like this really light cream. I saw a really pretty butterfly with this color. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't a really nice pickup. Darn. Okay, let's turn off this light. I thought that would work for the reverse stamping, but having that big ring light in the middle, I'm sure, is not really helpful. That wasn't a really nice stamp either. Okay, let me try this again. Maybe I didn't clean the plate well enough. I see a question here. Did I put anything over the polish, sticky base, or just plain polish? Do you mean to adhere the butterflies? I use sticky base coat. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay. Oh, I don't think that was a really nice pickup either. What's going on? I think it's maybe the motion on which I'm picking up. I don't know. There, better. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of add some accents in there. Let's see. I love seeing how detailed all of these wings really are. It's so pretty. So I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. I'm just going ahead and like picking up some accent stars. Just to kind of lightly fill in the space here. Oh, sorry. Okay, there. So now that this design is ready to go, we're just gonna go back in with our smudge-free top coat and just finish off the design to protect it. And I love how this just came out. Thank you for allowing me to see this through, because I really wanted to see. This was in my mind, but that looks so pretty for like a realistic butterfly. Okay, so now we have 3 more tips. Let's stamp out a few more concepts. I really want to stamp out one of these. 1, 2, or 3. Which one would you guys like to see? 1, 2, or 3? Put your answers in the chat. Trying to think. One. Ooh. I think 1. Gosh, 1 or 2. Okay, I'm starting to see 2s come in. Okay, let's do 1. I'm like trying to think what. Maybe I'll do like a blue. Let's see. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay, now the next part is making sure to center it onto the nail. Very nice. So this is one. All the fine details came out really nicely. So let's see, Dev is asking, do you guys like the idea of these little magical windows? What do you guys think? I love them. That's super cool. Okay. Now going in with the no smudge. I think that image would look super cool with a matte top coat over it. Okay, let's do another plate. I have here M363. More of these fun magical windows that Dev was talking about, but let's take, I want to do one of these snake images, which I think would be so nice over the green. Okay, and let's just do that over with a black. And look at how all of those details, fine details, come out. Very nice. The rose, I'm trying to bring it up as close as I can. You can see the moon, the crescent moon. The rose came out with the crystal over here and all the fine details. I'd wear this too. This is really nice. Giving me some ideas for our next design. Okay, last tip. And let's see what we can find on the pop art. That'd be really cool. So like I said, all of the plate that I'm showing off today, they are currently already on the site. Ooh, I love this graffiti one. Let's do that. Okay. What do you guys think? I should use a bright green. Seems like a fun, playful color to kind of pop in there. I love it. Been really loving this shade of green and chartreuse. Very fun. And again, I personally love patterns that have like It's just abstract like this. Can't make a mistake, which is pretty awesome. And let's just go ahead and top coat that. Oh, I had one of my stampers just like stick themselves to me. Okay, let me clean up some of this so we can do our little final show and tell. Let's move all of this on the side. And here is the final look. Put the light on. So I hope you all use that new liquid chrome DIY hack that we showed today. It's at the beginning of this video, so if you're just joining us, this is towards the end. Go ahead and rewatch this. It's going to be live. You can actually rewind it while I'm on with you all too, but definitely try this hack. Leave us a comment, let us know how it worked out for you, and if you enjoy using this new technique. So do you guys have a favorite? I think naturally it's going to be the butterflies, right? Yeah. There's just more detail. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's live. Let me know if you guys have any comments. I don't really see too many. I'm sure Devon did a really good job, as she always does. So everyone say goodbye to Dev. And just want to sign off. Thank you so much for joining us today for this liquid chrome hack. Hope you guys try it out. Let us know if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe, everyone. We got a lot of really cool videos and stuff coming up. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful Tuesday and a wonderful rest of the week. Bye.